Now it should be working. Now you can hear me. I believe you can hear Bob say something. Oh wait, I need to change your audio capture. Hold up, they can't hear you still for another second and a half. Let me change it to my speakers. Right, now say something.
Can you hear me now?
I think they can hear you now. Yep. All right, we're good. Welcome. There we go. We're good to go. That is it. I fixed everything. All right, and then everything just goes black because my computer just crashes.
Don't say that, man. I'm starting to get PTSD with your computer crashes, man.
Well, it turned out that that little drop did a little bit more than I thought, so I don't know, maybe it's starting to kick in.
What's starting to kick in? Never mind. Your computer crashed how many times before that?
No, I'm not saying that before it didn't have issues. For sure it did. And I definitely need to just I'm going to get a new laptop probably in the next year, so regardless though, I think that drop did a doozy on it. Because I'll tell you later. All right. Welcome to the show. Why did it hide that?
I have no idea.
I was expecting him to say something really bad. Did you get a new Twitter? Oh. I see.
That's pretty cool. I never really got into the Roblox thing though.
It is very cool.
Cam, it's a piece of cake.
Here we go. They said it last week too, and I'm like, hey, Bob's not here, so chill out. We don't do that. We don't do that without him in the presence.
I kind of figured it was because, like I said, I was listening to the stream on my way home because it happened to be like I was leaving work just as you were starting, and I heard you say, "Bob's not here. We don't need that," or something like that, and I'm like, I know what they said. I know exactly what they said.
They have summoned me.
Yeah, thanks.
Pam said she's not watching tonight because she's packing for Florida and doing some other stuff, so. I was like, the one week that Pam comes back, that Bob comes back, you're not going to be here. What a true fan you are.
Just doesn't like me. I know how it is.
All right, I'm going to test my audio some. Hello. I am testing my audio, and I'm here with Bob. He's back. Bob's back. Bob is back. Bob back. Bob back. Week testing. I'm enunciating the beginning of these words. Hello. I am testing my audio, and I'm here with Bob.
Bob back.
He's back. Bob's back. Bob is back. Bob back. That was really loud. My audio is really loud. Let me try turning it down. Hi, I'm James, and it's a new episode of Kosher Talk. Another day, another dollar. Bob is back. No. Hi, I'm James, and it's a new episode of Kosher Talk. Another day, another dollar. I just can't talk loud, I guess, because when I talk loud now, it's like really... It like peaks. The audio is peaking. Hi, I'm James. I gotta talk in the smooth voice. I can't talk loud like normal because my microphone won't accept that. So I'm gonna be talking like I'm on a perfume ad. What's going on, everyone? I'm James. Alright, let's see this. Hi, I'm James. I gotta talk in the smooth voice. I can't talk. Oh my god, that sounds really good though. I'm using a new software that you can alter your audio a little bit before it goes through Audacity, and it has a gate on it too. So any noise that's in my background as well will be deleted. It's not the same, obviously, but it does
Yours is
keep
doing
out
it real time though.
exactly, which is fine because
Mine
my background noise isn't that loud anyway. But just because sometimes you hear my fan a little bit in the background, so I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna use this gate then. Or like if I'm typing something, sometimes you can hear it.
Yeah.
So I'm using that, but it makes my voice sound a lot smoother. It brings out the bass in my voice a lot more, which is nice. It's better than just like recording straight from the mic. So
Maybe we'll actually be on the same frequency and you'll sound like the same. We'll be the same volume in my stereo.
maybe. I think it's also the reason that I think most car stereos wouldn't do that. It's because you have that subwoofer that probably you can like hear really well. Like,
Well,
the
no, I mean
differences.
the subwoofer doesn't activate unless it's in that. It only carries the frequencies that are really low.
But I have because when I do it in my car, I don't hear any. Like, it's very negligible difference.
Well, no, it's equal. It has nothing to do with the subwoofer. It has to do with the equalization. Because in music, you kind of turn down the mid range and boost highs and lows.
Maybe just but something. I think something in your car. You must have a better sound system or something that you're hearing that difference. I don't know because I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's the system in my car is not cheap. Like, there's a lot of like
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
equalization that goes on. I know that's what I said. It like I said that from the beginning. It depends on. That's why some people say there's an issue and some people are like it's fine. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
Until we fix
But
it.
what I'm saying is maybe your processing will now
Yeah, I get
put
what I get
you on
that.
the
Yeah,
same level as mine.
I get that for sure. Is your mic good to go and everything?
I think so. I'm kind of watching. I haven't. Hold on a second.
Oh my god, no.
I got to get really, really angry like this. Oh, that's low.
I can't
my
get
volume's
angry.
gonna
When
go-
I get really angry from now on, I'm gonna have to like back up because my mic will like start peaking.
My volume's gonna go up, guys. Be warned. I don't know how far.
How about I be proactive and I'll turn you down a little bit?
Well, I'm there now. Whoa, that was a lot.
Yeah, but I turned you down before, so
Testing 1, 2. Now
Yeah.
I'm angry. I clipped there. That was bad. Testing 1, 2 in an angry tone. I think we got it. No, James, you can't do that. What the heck? Uh, I can't hear you. I can see you. I can see you, but I can't hear you. Hey, there you are. Wait, what is going on? You're breaking up really bad. Oh, Pierce said he can't see. Oh, Cam said it's working. can't hear him. Pull it. I love the fact that they I
Yeah, we can just get back on and be like, this is all an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, Cam's been saying that.
Can you hear? Oh, we're back. Hello.
We're back.
We're back.
Is this thing on?
This thing is ready to roll. Baby, I'm ready to go.
I'm back. I'm ready to go.
Baby, I'm ready to go.
From the rooftop, shout it out.
It's a crime. All right. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Last time I clicked a link to, which I absolutely need. It's where the crashing started, so I'm opening a link now.
You need some kind of Pavlovian response that says, like, don't click links, don't click links.
I have to click links to see them. So I
Use
can
your phone.
know what I'm talking about. No, the phone sucks. I have a huge monitor for a reason. I would like to use
Hook that huge monitor up to a different computer.
I could hook it up to my phone, I guess, if I got an HDMI to
You could do that.
USB-C converter thing. But then, I mean, then it would be the size. It would be the dimensions of a phone, so it would still be kind of small on the monitor.
Bottom line is that broadcasting has to be done on a separate computer. Like, no matter where you're at, like that, you just use so many resources. And guess what? I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Oh, now I can. Okay.
Well, I wasn't talking, so.
Oh, the noise is going. Oh, because you're using that audio app.
Sure.
Oh no, never mind. You're coming through Discord. Okay, that makes. Ignore me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's right. Discord has its own gate. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah. I just haven't opted to turn that off, so it should be still on. Yeah.
I'm back, I'm ready to go. From the rooftop, shout it out. Cam, please play Cooking by the Book as much as you can on that trip for me.
Do not. Actually, he won't be. He's not staying with us, and I don't think he's going to every park with us, so it won't matter.
All right, Cam. Every moment that you're near James, please play Cooking by the Book.
I'm going to take your phone and I'm going to crumple it into little pieces. If you do so. Every time you don't respond to anything, I am afraid that I'm going to look over and you're going to be frozen. So you need to respond to everything I say, even if it's just.
I laughed.
No. Just anything I say, anything like what I'm saying right now. When I finish, you just need to say something.
Something.
Good. Great. Awesome. Fantastic. Bob is dumb.
James is dumb.
Oh yeah, I knew that was coming. Aha. What are we in kindergarten? Sometimes I feel like it. Maybe I was first grade. Yeah.
Oh, see? You got a neighbor that can play Cooking by the Book at least.
I thought you were staying with family. I was told you're staying with family. I don't care necessarily. That's what I was told. I'm being fed false information by my people.
Your people. My people are giving me false information.
I have people all over. You never know who you're talking to. Who's my man.
I don't know why. I just thought of Airplane Repo. Like the bounty hunters calling all over the nation like, hey, my contact in Vegas just spotted this plane.
That's me. Actually, really, that show is pretty funny.
It's actually a really good show.
Yeah, it is. It's funny most of the time I watched it. Like there was some they just beat the crap out of people sometimes. Like if someone will come up to them and be like, "What's up?" and they'll start beating the guy that they're stealing the plane will just start fighting with them. I love it. It's like, hey, we have a legal document here that shows that this is our property now, and then it's like, nope, beating, just start punching you.
I'm calling the sheriff. Call the sheriff.
My favorite is when they get into brawls and fights.
Makes me wonder how much of that's staged.
I don't know either. I was thinking that because there was a whole one that I watched where this guy they took the plane and then the guy was in the plane while the other people came back and were taking. It was on a tow truck or something, or it was on some. They were pulling it. And the guy was still in the plane, he was about to fly it and take it from him, but then the guys came back, so he had to hide in the plane. So he's in the plane while they're driving it down the highway, and the other repo guy's following them, and he's like, "Oh my god, I need to get this guy! I need to get my man out of the car." And then they get to this junkyard, and they leave the plane there, and the guys just walk away. The guys that got the plane, they just walk away. They had guns and stuff too, so I don't know if they were in a gang or something. And then he just steals the guy out of the plane and then steals their car and takes the plane back. And I'm like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
I'm like, what kind of convoluted? What is this?
I know the stuff is really taking place, but you have to think with cameramen and stuff they're although there was one I just recently watched one where they had to hide and I forget his name, but the one that has exotic animals and stuff. I forget his name, but he was on there, and he actually had to hide. It was a plane that was landed in water, and he actually had to crawl in and hide under the plane, basically in the water, and it actually showed him taking the camera off the cameraman and handing it back to him. So like in that instance, it looked like him and the cameraman were legitimately hiding from these people.
I don't know if there's fake or not, but I don't know. Like, I just don't see how this gang would be dumb
There's
enough to.
times
They
where
didn't
you
check
know it's
inside the
like-
plane. They didn't do like. There's literally a person in this plane that they're pulling, and they don't know it. Like that doesn't. That's, I'm like they didn't check
Yeah.
inside of it. They didn't walk by. They
Well,
didn't hear.
here-
You know, it's like what the
There was
heck?
that one episode where they're like the sheriff's department is like actually pulling guns on the repo team, and like they're all there, but the cameraman's just standing there filming. Like, no, that's not how it's gonna go down. Like, the cameraman's gonna be on the ground.
He just pulls out an AK from behind the camera. And just starts... All right, are you ready to record? Let me make sure my audio is still good. I'm gonna press record and everything's gonna go to crap. Testing
wait,
the audio for the show. I'm kind of
Oh.
quiet. I'm not gonna lie.
Cam,
I need-
it was bucket list coasters in the U.S.
yeah, and I would probably stray away from from Florida since we're going. And I think you've been to Florida actually, if I'm not mistaken.
I used to have
Testing
a Florida
the
driver's
audio.
license.
Testing the audio for the show. I'm kind of quiet.
And in all that time, I only rode like 3 coasters.
That's amazing.
Because that's like all there were then.
That's not true.
It's not true, but
I lied.
Florida was not a coaster enthusiast destination back then.
In the 90s?
Late 90s, like 99.
Montu had been built. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure
with-
Kumo was open. Kraken.
But
was
I'm
open.
saying like in regards to like what it is today, it wasn't
okay.
anywhere near like
All right. All right.
I mean,
backtracking.
I didn't
I'm just
have-
kidding.
I didn't have the ability to go ride anything really. But
I got you.
also it just wasn't
Hello.
what it is today.
I'm James,
Hello.
and
You are James.
you're Bob.
I am Bob.
Bob the Builder. Hello. I'm James, and you're Bob. Bob the Builder.
Something about memory, James. It's crucial.
But don't.
That legit is their tagline. Memory, it's crucial.
That's pretty. I can't. That's pretty good. Hello. I'm singing in the rain. Yes, singing in the rain.
In the rain.
Do you like that movie? Hello.
I don't know. That I
I'm
ever
singing
actually
in
saw it.
the rain. Yes,
What about
singing in the
the
rain.
snow? It snowed. It snowed like crazy here.
Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays.
What are we doing? What are we waiting for? What's going on, James? I can't see the code.
I don't know where the code's at.
Can we make that our tagline? Coaster Talk Podcast. I can't see the code.
Your source for everything not seeing a code.
Your source for everything but the code.
You'll find everything here but a code. You'll even find a wild Pam asking what the code is. Yet we won't be able to tell her what it is.
What's going on? Now what? Davenport, Iowa? Oh my god. Want to guess what it is?
It's a city in Iowa.
No. It's a scanner alert. You want to guess what the incident is?
A shooting?
Oh, how'd you guess? Rock Island officer involved shooting, crowd blocking access to hospital emergency room, crowd gathering at incident location.
The police was shot? Police officer? Is that what you're saying?
It's officer involved shooting. I don't know.
Why would they? I feel there'd be no other reason to block the entrance unless it was a police officer. Is that what you said?
That's what she said.
Ooh, Bob's getting a little facetious.
YouTube's recommendations are like driving me nuts recently.
Are you ready to roll, Bob?
I want to see if they're like throwing stones at Target in Iowa.
We're taking rocks by the liquor store.
I mean, it's crazy to think that we like listen to that live. And to think
they did
we
it live.
could be listening to something else live. Something else is sounds interesting. Why am I here? I'm hearing noises.
I'm hearing voices.
I see dead people.
Are you ready to record or not? Please tell me yes.
Yes.
Good. All right. Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays. Oh, no matter how far away you roam. Ba-na-da-da-na. Don't you just love listening to us live?
I don't. Not really. I don't like listening to the sound of my own voice.
It's amazing that we stray away from coasters for a good hour and talk about nonsense.
Yeah.
Just to get right back to them.
All right. What do I don't. Why am I getting? James, have you noticed that like every Thursday night
We do a podcast?
yeah, but in our other channel, like that's the night everybody starts talking about stuff.
No, maybe. Oh yeah.
Because it's like I constantly hear the noise, and I'm like, wait, what? I think you're telling me something, and no, it's like that. When was the last time something was? Saturday was the last time something was said, and then all of a sudden today. All right.
And now Alex is like,
yeah.
Sorry, bud, we can't help you with that right now. Whoopsie. I told him to reach out he said he told me.
I'll be honest with you. I hate having actual adult shit to do myself.
No, but the other stuff he's saying sounds a little bit worse than that.
Yeah, I know.
And I told him to reach out, and of course, yeah, he chose right when we're about to start a podcast to do so. All right, are you ready?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to start off by going to Timmy as a joke, and then, oh, no, Bob's back. All right, so here we go.
Wait, where's my screen? Oh, there we go.
Look, it's in front of you.
3, 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Coaster Talk Podcast. It is episode number 115 of the show. This is your source for everything roller coasters. I'm your host, James, and I'm alongside with Tim. Oh, wait, no, Bob's back. Bob, welcome back.
I'm back.
Guess who's back?
I am back. It's been a long couple weeks, but I'm back.
Yeah, indeed it has. And I don't know what else to say.
And
all right, I'm stopping. I don't know what that was. I did not think that far ahead. Wait, we'll just go.
We just started.
Do you just want to restart, or do you?
Yeah, let's just restart.
Why not? All right.
Ready?
Do you want to say anything about what happened, or you just want to go
Yeah,
right into the news?
that's kind of what's going through my mind. I was like,
That's what I was
should
thinking. I
say
didn't know if you were going to
something?
say something or if you were just going to go along with that.
What? I do. I just kind. I don't know how to lead into it. That's what I was like. That's what I was like. Like my mind was like, what? I can't.
That's why I was like, and.
Yeah, I know, because I was kind of expecting to say something too, but then I was like, wait, how do I transition? How do I say it? All right, I think let's try it again. I think I can get it now.
All right.
Probably not, but 3, 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Coaster Talk Podcast. It is episode number 115. It's April 4th, 2021. My name is James Barber, and we're here with... we're here with Bob. It's not Timmy, it's Bob. Bob's back. Welcome back, Bob.
I'm not Timmy.
You're not Timmy.
No,
You're the anti-Timmy. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. However, I am very thankful for Timmy to hop in when things go horribly wrong. And I want to say thank you to the people that have mentioned, have said some support. The last 2 weeks for me have been really, really crazy. I started out just being an insanely busy work week, and I knew I had all these projects booked and I had to get all of these things done that were on a severe time crunch. And in the middle of it, I got word that my aunt had suddenly passed away, and I had to get up to Pennsylvania for that. So I basically compressed this entire work week into basically 2.5 days. I think I slept 4 hours, and then the weekend was just sad.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of stuff going on, and it's not losing somebody's tough, but there's a lot more to this. This was completely unexpected, and we still don't really know what happened. There's just some odd circumstances, and we're probably not going to know for a while. So it's just kind of one of those things where your mind's kind of torn, and roller coasters were actually the last thing on my mind. In fact, it's today I was like, oh, I better start paying more attention to what's actually going on in the roller coaster world, and
preparing to talk coasters.
Yeah. And of course I picked this day of April Fool's, where now I'm like, wait, what's real, what's not real? I don't know what
you chose the wrong day to come back.
Yeah. There have been some pretty good ones though, and we'll talk about that later in the show though.
Yep. First off though, I do want to give my own condolences. I mean, that is unfortunate. The loss of a loved one's always tough. But it is time to get into now the news segment of the show, talking about Busch Gardens Williamsburg's height waiver that has been extended, right? That's some good news. The 350
and
foot.
This is not an April Fool's joke. It's actually on the FAA website.
No, this is the worst possible day for any park to make an official extension or announcement or anything like that. It's terrible. And it was leaked now that they have, in fact, extended this height waiver, which was originally filed back pre-COVID, back in the good old days when Busch Gardens Williamsburg fans was teasing us with that Drakenspire rendering and everything. That's what we thought was coming to the park. There is no confirmation if that's still what's happening. We just know that the height waiver is still there.
Yeah,
so
we still have no real idea what's going on. But this news is compliments of our friends over at BGW Fans, who, of all the sites that give like breaking news and leaks and stuff like that, like really seriously, I think BGW fans and by extension KD fans really have to be the most like they really go into verification and make sure.
And I really wish they covered more than just Busch Gardens and King's Dominion. That way we could trust them every news we got. Indeed. But yeah, sadly they only stick to the two Virginia parks.
I mean, you kind of got to do what you're. I think that may be why they're so good at it, though.
It's possible. Yeah.
If you narrow your focus, you can be more of an expert at that.
Yeah, there's not as much to deal with.
Yeah, if they expanded to more, it would be like,
yeah,
just taking their attention off of what they're really good at.
They'd be getting all this information. They'd have to. Yeah, it would be tough to try to verify everything they're getting thrown at them.
Yeah, but this news broke regarding the extension. The extension is extended until 9/22/2022.
Yep.
So hopefully they do something with it. Let's not let these height waivers go to waste.
I know.
Like we did the last one, sort of.
We get them and
we want something that's 355 feet above ground.
Mm-hmm.
Preferably one that the train goes the whole 355 feet.
And this is coming straight from Larry Giles' office, who is the head engineer for the park. So that's comforting because I mean he's a big guy up there. So hopefully they mean they're doing something big. They have some sort of project in mind for him to be involved in this this step. So yeah, this is a exciting venture that we're seeing Busch Gardens Williamsburg possibly take. Really hope it's something more than the Drachenspire concept, but hey, if we get that, it's still a giga.
Nope, not a giga. A giga shuttle.
All right.
I still like a 355 foot volcano.
I would not mind that. I don't know if I would either. So
if you're listening, Busch Gardens,
Larry Giles, if you're listening to this, yeah.
Yeah, the first volcano Intamin had their hand in. Just saying. That's who you're going with, right?
Yeah. And think about,
they got
I really thought they had potential there. Even if they didn't theme Pantheon to volcano, I really wanted there to be an element themed because they had all the gods. There's a god of, I think Vulcan's the god of volcanoes in Roman mythology. That would have been awesome if they just given that little tip of the hat to King's Dominion, like, haha.
I still wonder, all across the U.S., parks work hand in hand. They they're not true competition to each other. But the dynamic between King's Dominion and Busch Gardens Williamsburg is different. And I don't know how. I really wish I could understand more about the dynamic. Because, you don't
think about it. I'm trying to think about it. Are there any, it seems like most of the parks that are located somewhat near each other are in the same chain almost. Like Six Flags America is near Six Flags Adventure, kind of. I don't see. No, I guess that's not true at all, really, actually.
Look at Pennsylvania, for crying out loud.
Pennsylvania, I was about to say. Well, that's a lot of independent parks, too, and different. It's Palace. That's not the same as, Cedar Fair, Six Flags, SeaWorld. It might just be that,
But no, Dorney. Dorney works with.
Yeah, it works with them,
park.
But it doesn't have that SeaWorld property near them. I guess it has Sesame Place, but I don't know if they've ever interacted. Have they? I don't know. It might be just that these two big chains like Cedar Fair and SeaWorld have somewhat of a grudge, and we don't really see that much else. Sure, you have California, but we don't really see them interact either. So it might just be that these two chains don't tend to interact with one another and they don't like each other. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There's just something weird about it. It's just.
And think about the proximity, too. They're 45 minutes from each other a little bit more than that, actually, but still. It's
the billboards out front of King's Dominion. That to me,
they've been taken down, sadly.
Yeah, but the fact that they were there at all, I would not have seen any other park in the entire U.S. do that. That's just not something that I would have expected any park to really do. Busch Gardens did.
That was pretty great
Um,
too. But
I mean, I found it hilarious myself. Yeah, it, it it was hilarious.
yeah,
Um,
right on 95.
yeah, but
Yes.
like it's like one of those things. But then it's like it was weird to me that like you take that dynamic and then it's like there's this low hanging fruit called Volcano, and Busch Gardens hasn't even touched it. I mean, I I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Again, I really felt like Pantheon was their potential. I mean, to just not even because you think about it, the Vulcan God, you could easily throw that off. It's not like a direct hit. It's not like volcano. We're not just like straight up saying volcano. It's like it wouldn't even be necessarily a poke at King's Dominion if they didn't think about it too much. You'd just be like, oh, it's one of the Roman gods. They included him in this. Sure.
Yeah.
And then you
The
think on
only
a
thing
deeper layer, like I really felt like that could have been a good little nudge.
The only thing is I think that they could have like these plans probably were already set before they knew Volcano was disappearing.
Maybe.
That's the only thing I could figure. I
Maybe. I
mean,
don't know. I don't know. But how easy is it to change marketing? I mean, we've seen marketing schematics change a lot throughout different parks, but maybe it's not that important to them. Maybe it's just like
yeah,
if we can make it fit, sure, but let's not go out of our way to poke at them or whatever. Like we get this billboard, all right, let's get it, but I don't know. I don't know
yeah.
how serious, how
I don't
much.
know.
Yeah, no, we need to understand the dynamic. We don't know how deep it goes for Bush or for King's Dominion for that matter.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it may even be a cooperative
Yeah, let's make it seem like it.
yeah, and like
Yeah,
it actually just kind of like they're kind of
well,
just like building off of each other.
I do
I don't
remember.
know.
I do remember a couple years ago, I watched a video, and it was the two park presidents. At the time, they were different than the two now, so I don't remember exactly who it was. But they were the two park presidents for both parks, and they were at some venue together doing something, and they were speaking. I think it might have been a charity or something like that, or
Yeah.
something like of that nature, where it was like for the good of the community, for the good of the state, kind of thing. And I do remember them speaking there together, and they had the podiums, Busch Gardens, King's Dominion. So it's possible that they're just friendly rivals, kind of like whatever, like poke fun at each other, and we
I
got this
think that
billboard, why not?
I mean, none of this really started happening until King's Dominion kind of opened the door to easy competition. And I think that, I mean, let's face it, like this year for King's Dominion is probably going to be even worse than, well, I'd say last year, but I mean 2019.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know
Um,
about that. You might eat your words there.
because the whole thing is like, oh, we lost a coaster and like there's no volcano. Like people didn't go to the park. People were like mad. Some people were like mad
Yeah,
at King's Dominion and didn't go. Some people just didn't feel the
they
need to
lost
go without
interest. Yeah,
volcano. Yeah. Um, but like then they're like, oh, well, we're gonna remove the crypt. Okay, here goes another ride, but we're gonna have a replacement. No, we're not. It's still in the parking lot, from what I know.
yeah.
So we're looking at another year of King's Dominion with another ride gone and not replaced. And I just, I was in one of my groups of friends in one of our chats somewhere. I was talking with people and like some people were saying like, I can't believe the operating calendar for King's Dominion this year. It's horrible. Like they're barely open past 8 p.m. any night.
Yeah.
And then they're going to like mostly weekends only, except for like a 2-month span. And I mean, really, I think they're ready for it. They're just expecting like they're nobody's gonna come. I really think that
That's possible,
they're
but it also seems like Cedar Fair in general is doing that kind of
I
operating
mean,
calendar.
they are, but it seems like King's Dominion's like even like the schedule's gutted even more than most Cedar Fair parks. I mean, yes, Cedar Fair as a whole was kind of like being like that, but King's Dominion is just like kind of seems a step more and like
Maybe
you
I don't
know
know.
that
I haven't looked at any other Cedar Fair operating schedule as of yet, so I don't know if that's true. So I haven't made that comparison yet. So,
I
but
mean
that's
closing
for
at
sure.
8 p.m. is pretty
That's pretty crazy. Yeah. I mean, even
but like
is it is
that's
that
the
is
thing.
that
Like,
is that even during like summer?
um
Because that's where it gets even more insane if
I
that's
think
actually
most
what they plan on doing in the summer. Because that's peak season, and that'll definitely show us that they're expecting even more of a decline.
Till 8, 7 p.m., 7 p.m., 7 p.m. Yeah, June. There's an 8 p.m., 7 p.m. So they're even first week of June, still just weekends till 7 p.m. Saturday the 12th are open till 9 p.m. All right, so then they go to wait, let's see. So through the 18th, they're weekends only and only open till 7 p.m. Saturdays they're open till 9 p.m. every other day. No, yeah. Oh, Sundays. No, Sunday the 27th they're open till 9 p.m. Every other day in June is 7 p.m.
Man.
And July. We've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday till 9 p.m. Every other day 7 p.m.
Yeah, for weekdays, I guess I'm not too shocked, especially in the COVID culture that we're still in, kind of. I mean, climate, not really culture. But,
and first week of August is the last full week.
All right.
And then August 8th, they go back to weekends only. And then that's going to be Saturdays there, 9 p.m. And then Friday and Sundays are 7 p.m.
That's kind of weird. I mean, it's like they're anti 8 p.m. kind of.
Yeah.
There's just no 8 p.m. in there. No 8 p.m. We cannot close at 8 p.m. I don't know. Yeah, that definitely is discouraging, and it shows that they don't have faith in themselves, really. You know, it shows that they're kind of like, we might not do so hot. Let's just call it quits in August. Because you think August can easily be some of the most busy turnout at a park. And they're just sweeping that away. Nope. They're not even going to try it seems, during the week.
Yeah, I mean that's a horrible schedule.
It is.
But anyway, back before I got on that rabbit trail, back to what I was actually saying. I think that's where Busch Gardens was like, look, we have an opportunity here. Like, let's take it.
Yep, I think so.
It's I mean, we're even seeing Six Flags America get in on it now, I think. Like, Six Flags America and Busch Gardens are both like, oh, well, hey, King's Dominion, like, you are the king of thrill rides, but
of this Dominion.
If you're not gonna continue that, like, well, let us in. And
then
like,
Six Flags will get everyone north, and Busch Gardens will split it, and they'll get everyone south. So that's just how it'll work.
That's pretty much
what the territory. Yeah. It's unfortunate that that's what's come of King's Dominion. I really hope we see them do something. I mean, after this free spin, I know it'll probably be a few years, but hopefully after that, something comes to replace.
Well, why is the free spin still sitting in the parking lot?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense because this is the year that, capacity is being brought back way up. You're allowed to start generating revenue again, and then they're just throwing it. It's like they're just farting into the wind or something. I don't know what they're doing with this ride. It's like, what is going on with this attraction? This should be open. This should be easily put up. I mean, free spins, I don't feel like aren't that hard to assemble, right? I mean, they're not large. They're not that
maybe
tall.
They'll come and do it on a weekend as well. Like,
maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe
like IKEA furniture.
That's what I feel like it should be like. It should be the IKEA furniture of roller coasters. It's like, it's a step up from like a super loop. You just build a vertical structure real quick and you're done. Like, I don't feel like it should take that long to build. This isn't a unique, insane, different layout that we've never seen before. It's just a standard.
It does beg the question: Are they actually going to have it built? I have my doubts, but then again, maybe
no.
I don't know.
No,
I don't think
they won't have it built, and it probably will be built this year. I don't see them putting this off till 2022.
Or, you know what else would not surprise me?
If you just go in there in the dumpster, and all the structure's just in the dumpster.
No, close to that. A truck comes, picks it up, and drives it right up to Michigan's Adventure. Talk about giving the middle finger to Virginia. Like, that's like, you're even below Michigan's Adventure now. I seriously, like, that's something that's been in the back of my mind. Like, it's been sitting there and you're not building it. Like, are you just holding it for another park? Is that what's going on? I I don't know. It just seems weird. I mean, everything's weird with COVID, so you probably shouldn't read too much into that. It just seems, I don't know. It just
Now
seems.
that I think about it, I mean, May is out there. We still got a month. There's a chance that it gets assembled, and it's actually about 2 months because it's the late May opening. There's a chance, but I have a feeling it'll probably not open, and then we might see it like summer debut in summer, or I don't see them pushing it to fall. If they have to push it to fall, it probably won't just open until 2022. I don't know. That's just my take on it. But it is strange. But pertaining back to the original article, yes, Busch Gardens Williamsburg will be getting, or hopefully will be getting, a 350-foot tall roller coaster because, again, they've extended this height requirement, this height, whatever, majig, height waiver, a little bit further. All right.
Yep.
So, I don't know what kind of news to call this, some strange and kind of scary news.
Concerning news.
Concerning out of Gatlinburg, Tennessee, where a rider has been flown out of a roller coaster,
and we don't mean they cut in line.
Mountain coaster, yeah.
We mean they've literally been thrown out of the coaster, like thrown from the coaster. They were
ejected, it's a good term, from the ride. I think they suffered some severe injuries, and also they flew about like 15 feet.
Head, wrist, and ankle injuries.
All right. And about 15 or 20 feet descent, I believe, right?
They were flown about 10 feet out of the cart and landed on the track.
Ooh, that's where the injuries came into play. All right. Well, that's
not a downy soft landing.
No, it's not grass. It's not that nice little cushiony. I mean, that's a little bit more cushiony than solid steel. Man, that must have been tough.
The ride was given permission to reopen on Tuesday after a third-party inspector determined the coaster met applicable industry standards.
Yeah, so this is definitely a user error, it seems.
This also happened in 2016. In that case, the ride owner said the cart she
was riding in was going too fast.
Ride owner said the cart she was riding. I think what they're trying to say is the rider said the cart she was riding in was going too fast and she wasn't properly restrained.
No, I think it's saying the ride owner said the cart she was riding in was too fast and she wasn't properly restrained. So whoever owns this ride is saying that she was going too fast.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
Grammar 101 here. Yeah, so they have those signs on all these mountain coasters that say, please brake here, and she probably wasn't doing that, and this other individual probably was as well, not complying with those brakes.
Aren't the coasters designed that they can't go too fast?
No, I'm pretty confident that they ask you to slow them down. Like, sure, they might, maybe they have some. I'm assuming that would be a design flaw. If like, oh well, I guess if no one hits the brakes, we're screwed. Right. I don't know, but I mean, those signs are there, so I guess that maybe even if they aren't technically, even if they're technically supposed to have that buffer, like even if they are going this certain speed and they don't brake, they shouldn't fall out. Maybe those signs are there as like a liability, like, hey, we told you to brake and you didn't brake, so it's your fault now. Like,
right. So then does that fall back to see who's
at fault? I feel like the person's at fault.
Let's say cars collide. Whose fault is that? I mean, there's systems that are supposed to cause the car so far back to brake automatically, right? I mean,
Sure.
I don't know if that's true of all coasters, but I thought so. So if cars do collide, whose responsibility is that? Is that the rider's responsibility or the park's responsibility? Or ride owner responsibility in this case? I mean, this is just one of this is a
I don't know.
confusing situation that I don't really know how to.
Well, we don't
How to
know what
read it.
exactly happened in this case. We're just using a 2016 example now. It
Well,
could very
yeah,
well be
but-
that someone.
But if the coaster reopened, saying it meets applicable industry standards, okay, then either something really stupid happened,
That's what I'm
or or the applicable standards aren't good.
thinking.
Um,
I don't know. I mean, I have a strong feeling that it was a user error. The rider did something they shouldn't have, or was, again, not complying with the protocol that they say to do. Like, I feel like if you don't brake when they tell you to brake, whether or not I always do that too, because I mean, I've ridden these mountain coasters and I can't say that every time I don't not brake. But at that point, I feel like it's up to you, kind of. It's your, I mean, they tell you need to brake. This is the safe area. This is not a safe area. Please brake. Please slow down. And if you don't comply, I mean, that is your fault if that's what happened. Again, we don't know if that's necessarily what happened in this case, but I feel like that has to
So
be
now-
kind of.
here's the other question: was this person restrained properly?
That is also a question. And did they somehow affect their restraint and try to
Right.
get loose or try
this
to,
is-
let me
this
touch
is
this
something
tree
that-
limb or something and do something like that?
I saw this on Reddit. I saw somebody like say there's, I forget exactly what it, but like, oh well, that's GP stupidity for you, and like, no, that's not, because I don't think GP general public is going to be the ones to typically take their seatbelt off.
The general
Usually,
public.
it's stupid enthusiasts that are like, oh, I need more airtime, that are like trying to defeat restraints and stuff like that. And that's what I feel like could have happened here too. This, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff
Mm-hmm.
from enthusiasts. So, those hints of people like trying to say, oh, well, that was just a dumb GP. Shut up. We don't know that.
Get out of here with your
and
GP
no, I don't-
slander.
Yeah, like don't start like attacking them.
I hate
you
that.
know,
That is my major flaw with the enthusiast community, is like that quick to just dismiss everything as GP. And
right, and that
and
like
we don't realize that. I mean, that I know it's said so many times, but and I'm going to reemphasize it. They literally are what keeps the industry going. Stop it. Like this like elitist attitude is insane. It's incredible.
It's terrible. But like that's what I'm saying at this point. Now, like I don't know that it's an enthusiast, just the same that you don't know it's GP. But my point is, I've never actually seen a member of the general public try to defeat safety systems to try to get more airtime. I've seen plenty of stupid enthusiasts try and succeed in some cases. And to you enthusiasts that are doing that, you're an idiot. There's no other way to say it. You're an idiot. Like, it's one thing to try to get an extra click out of a bar or something like that, but the extent that some people go to do this is just
I mean,
stupid.
I don't know. Did you see the
You're gonna ruin it for everybody. You're gonna ruin it for everybody.
And this is totally a rabbit trail. But and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. I think it's up to the park at this point and the manufacturers. But so on Verbolten, the restraints they have. A few weeks back, there was a video that went around, circulated around the community. I don't know if you saw it.
Yep.
That was apparently, there wasn't an enthusiast, but it was like a friend of an enthusiast, I believe. And he was trying to get extra airtime. So he had the bar like as high as it would go, but it was still, it was still at the deemed okay click for Verbolten. Like you're supposed to be any height that you are at, you're allowed to ride.
There was something about that, because I remember the video actually said DM me for information. Like basically they found a way to defeat the way the system worked. And I don't know the details.
No, because I'm gonna be honest here. I've actually experienced a similar, not to that extent that they got that airtime, because that guy like almost flew out of the coaster. I've been very like, I've had the restraint like 2 clicks down or 3 clicks down and had that same almost experience where I'm like flying out of my seat like that, and I was like, whoa! Like I was with Timmy once, and that happened. It was again not to the same extent because this guy's literal like. If his knees had somehow slipped through the restraint, he would have just flown out of the ride. That's never happened to me, Bo. But I've been pretty dang close like that, where I've gotten some really good airtime on that drop coming down, which is, I believe, where that video was taken. However, at that point, to me, if everything is safe and everything is met, like the ride ops have cleared it, that's the manufacturer deemed position for the ride restraint. Like they're like, oh, yep, as long as it's down this far, everyone should be able to get a ride. At that point, it is the manufacturer and the park's fault because if something happens,
because the reason why there's a certain level of the clicks, like a certain point where it's considered locked, is basically to accommodate different sizes of people.
I understand that.
If you're a small person,
it's supposed to be that any click should work. That's why they have height requirements too. Is that like any size guest can fit into no matter, like, even if the click is at the 1 click level, you're not going to fall out still. I mean, that would be a huge design
that's
flaw.
Absolutely not. That is not the design. That is
I'm
why
pretty confident that's how it works.
No, that is absolutely not, because that is why every ride you're supposed to have people checking restraints. Now, that is true on something like buzz bars. That's why buzz bars are like the holy grail. That's why Phoenix is so awesome. But Phoenix is also engineered in a different manner so that the forces aren't to a point where it's.
So you're telling me that manufacturers leave it up to chance that, one person might get an extra click and just fall out of the ride. That's what you're telling me.
No, what I'm saying is the ride operator failed to do their job, because it is their job to confirm that is at a suitable level.
I get 1 click on rides like Apollo's Chariot or something, or Bolton, and I am definitely not a small guest. I mean, I'm definitely not a big guest. I get 1 click and they don't even care. As long as the 1 click is down, they are fine, and then they send me out. A lot of times that's the case.
Then that's a problem. That's a problem with ride ops.
That happens at all parks. I mean, that's just how it works. That's why I'm pretty confident that the ride design is supposed to be that as long as you're a certain height, you will not fall out of this ride. Because if not, there'd be so many people just falling out. Because that happens all the time.
Physics goes against what you're saying. It can't be that way. It has to be, because if you're a super skinny person, 1 click is not going to restrain you.
Timmy's got 1 click on Bolton, and he's not dead. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not close, but I'm pretty confident that they have like a buffer. Of course, it's not that any clicks fits all. That's not how I'm saying, but it's not like every pant size fit all. But I'm saying that they have a limit where they're like, as long as it's here, that's why they have the green light. As long as it's in this range, anyone that's in a certain height.
All that green light means is that the restraint is locked and will not raise above the point. And if you're telling me you're riding it in this condition, I'm not like.
I have never ridden Verbolten with a 1 click. It's not even a click on Verbolten. It's just like it just moves down and then it turns green. I've never ridden it. I've never ridden it on like the highest point it'll go. But this person did, and this person was small, and I mean, in that case, why didn't? I'm pretty confident that's how they design it so that if this person is a certain height, they will not therefore fall out, because this would happen more frequently than. I mean, if it just, because people get 1 clicks all the time.
Because the ride ops are supposed to be, the ride ops come through and they check your restraint. They push, pull. That is why they push to make sure it makes contact with you. That is part of the operating procedure.
I've seen, I think 75% of ride ops that don't do that.
I'm telling you that it's wrong. And if ride ops are letting people go out with a lot of room.
So sure, but that goes back to my original point. That is the park's fault then. It's not the rider's fault then. That's all I was trying to say in my original
here's the thing though. How, like I said, in that video at the end of it, it said DM me for instructions. So here's the thing. You could, I mean, maybe there's a way he has it, like where he's like, there's those things where people do like scooch forward and like do certain things to make it seem like you're bigger than you actually are. Mm-hmm. And if you're doing something like that, though, that is absolutely your fault.
If you're doing something like that, sure.
We don't know. We don't know
Sure.
how that kid ended up in that way.
But if
And
it was just
the fact
through,
that he was videoing it, he had it videoed, means that he knows it was wrong.
yeah, I mean,
Like, look, this is clear, I
that is
defeated
breaking
something.
park policy as well.
Not to
So I'm
mention,
not
yeah,
denying
the
that he's not
actual
at fault.
recording of it is
Yeah.
wrong.
But I'm just saying the general principle of him having the restraint that high, if it was okayed by the ride ops, which I'm pretty confident a lot of times the ride ops, 75% of the time I've been to Busch, they just tap it, they just touch it, they don't push pull. And I'm curious to see, because again, I will be a ride operator this coming summer. I'm curious to see if I'm going to ask if all body types fit, and I'll be asking this kind of questions. That's what I've always heard, and that's what I've always assumed. So
now there's going to be some variations between different ride types.
Sure. But I've always
you
heard
are
that
gonna have that.
manufacturers
But
try to build
here's
in this
another
buffer
thing.
system.
But here's another thing. At King's Dominion, you'll have seatbelts. So the restraints are a little bit, I don't want to say not important, but they're less important because you have a backup of your seatbelt.
Woo!
On rides,
the seatbelt
yeah.
would be going crazy.
But on rides where, well, I mean, yeah, and then there's all kinds of stupid things people can do. But the with the restraint itself, excluding seatbelt, if it's not against you, again, I mean, there's going to be variations on the ride and the design of the vehicle and things like that. But in most cases, if you're just one click and you're a little tiny, skinny person, that's dangerous. That's absolutely dangerous. And I guarantee you that is against the manufacturer's guidelines. Now, whose fault does it
I'm not
fall
saying
on?
it's not against their guidelines. I'm not saying they would recommend it. But I'm saying that I'm pretty confident that they would say, yes, we don't recommend it. Yes, it's kind of risky, but we've built it in so that there's a very high likelihood of him not coming out, and we've designed it so that he will not fall out in this case. But we would not recommend it.
No, I guarantee you that's not the case. What the green light represents is there's a certain point where the restraints are actually locked. So like there's a point where you can pull the restraint down where it'll still actually go back. The green light basically indicates that it is in a locked position and it won't go back up from the point where it's at.
That's not for Polished Chariot, at least. I don't know. That's what I mainly focus on because they have that big screen right in front of me when I ride a Polished Chariot, and it still locks when it's not actually coming down. When it's not actually green lighted, it's still locked into place. I don't know. But let's move on. If we have any ride engineers or any experts, please comment on this, or join in some discussion, email us or anything, and let me know. Because I've always heard that. That wasn't something that I just made up. I've totally heard that, and I've kind of just believed that throughout my entire enthusiast career here, that's how the ride systems work, that they build in this kind of like buffer zone, so to speak. But let's move on from that heated area. Of course, we got into a debate, and it's not even how far are we into the show? The second news story of the show. All right. Well, hopefully we don't get in a debate about this ride, because I don't even know if either of us knew too much about this ride. Skyhawk at Fun Spot America is going to be opening up this summer, I believe, right? Yeah. When is it opening up again? Is it May? Yeah, May. All right, May. So actually springish, summerish. And it is a ARM. That's an ARM ride, and it is, I don't know what this ride type's called. What is it called again?
Skyhawk? Wait, what? Yeah, it's a Skyhawk.
Oh, so they named the Skyhawk. I guess. Man, these guys are the creative teams of these parks must get
Enterprise is the Enterprise. The Roundup is the Roundup.
Yeah, this is just
the Zipper is the
fantastic.
Zipper. The Ferris wheel, it's the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, I mean, it's next the roller coaster is going to be called Roller Coaster, in which we actually have quite a few of those. So.
I mean, like the one at Idlewild?
Or the one at
they misspelled that one.
Or not Conneaut Lake. The one at Lagoon. There's a bunch of them. It's crazy. But yes, this is a 90-foot tall swing machine. That's what they're calling it. But it spins around. You're in the laying down position. Like if you've
Linus launcher. 90-foot tall Linus launcher.
If you've ridden the the Volairs, like Time Warp at Canada's Wonderland, or there's one at Luna Park as well in New York, and that's where you're like in that laying down position. But instead, it's not a roller coaster. It's a spinning ride. It has like a tower, like a sky flyer, and you're just spinning.
It's like It's like the Linus Launcher meets
a sky flyer, kind of.
Yes, that. Why was I was drawing a blank on that name. Yes, exactly. Linus Launcher meets Skyflyer.
Yep, it looks pretty good, and it'll be opening again, Fun Spot, in May. So it's exciting.
I just hope those restraints are better than the Linus Launcher. I don't know why.
I hope they're better than the Verbolten restraints, I guess, too.
I don't know. It might just be that's just an uncomfortable position, just in general.
I mean, a lot of people don't like the Volairs either, so that's possible.
Put the B&M Flyer or Vekoma Flying Dutchman restraints on it. That's what I'd say.
Do that.
It would only cost.
I like the Volairs. I don't know that. Yeah, exactly. I like the Volairs, and I like the Linus Launchers. All right, I rode the one at Kings Dominion once a while back, but I don't know. That's just we seem to have conflicting views oftentimes. So, to no one's shock, we don't agree on this. All right, let's go on to California. Hit the last news story of the night. I'm surprised we started again. We were at a record. This is the record low, I think, for news stories we've ever had, 4, and we're still clocking in at 40 minutes. So, California reopened their parks April 1st. Everyone was, making the snap that they're gonna open and it's gonna be a joke and you're gonna go and Newsom's just gonna be standing there flashing you. That's not the case. California.
I should have told you.
California did reopen, and I believe I read somewhere, and I know this is to be true. Some of the parks, I believe, Six Flags Magic Mountain, and that area possibly are at the 35% tier level now, where they can have 35% capacity. But then there's others that are still limited to that 15%. Or if it's not the 35%, it might have been the 25%. But one of the areas moved up a tier, and so there's a little bit more people being let in, because I do remember someone also making the comment, hey, when are we going to be allowed to come out of state? When am I allowed to become? And Six Flags Magic Mountain said, we're just following guidelines, blah, 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 blah. But I did remember that exchange happening, I believe, on Twitter. So, the parks are open. It's exciting. It's good to see that the California economy is somewhat going again now with these opening up. There was a pretty large crowd at the Legoland California park, it looks like, because there's an image on this article that we linked in the show notes. It's exciting to see.
Just as long as this doesn't turn into Miami Beach and they're like chasing people away because it's overpopulated.
I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen under Newsom's watch.
I don't think so either. I'll be honest with you. Like I kind of quit following this whole California thing. Like the drama is just too much, and I'm not going there. So like whatever, you guys
figure it out.
You figure this stuff out.
Get your stuff together, man.
I might see you next year. Like it's too confusing.
Yeah, it is, and it's conflicting too. I was like, one week something's happening, and the next week they're just right back to what we thought they weren't doing, and it's like, what's going on in California?
Yeah,
it should be a sitcom.
I certainly feel bad. I feel bad for people who live out there. Yeah, I do. I feel bad for people who live out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, we mentioned it a little bit earlier at the beginning of the show. April Fools has occurred, and we had some really good theme park related tweets and social media interactions. So we're going to be talking about that in the second half of the show, the best amusement park April Fool's jokes that occurred not only this year, but we're going to go back into the past and look at some great amusement park tweets and other social media encounters right after this break.
Yay.
I'm pretty confident, Bob.
Nope, you're wrong.
Pretty confident.
I will tell you right now, you're wrong.
I don't think I'm wrong.
Like, this is one where I am like, this is probably the most sure I've ever been about a statement.
Oh my gosh, you would say that. You say that anytime you think you're right. You say that.
I've never said that. I've never said that I like.
This would happen a lot more then. Like people would be falling out more often than not.
No, because ride-ops are generally good. I
No,
mean,
they're not.
I'm not talking like I'm not
I mean-
talking to leave a little bit of room.
No, but I'm talking about like ride ops that don't touch like barely touch restraints all the time. I see it all the time. Like I'm not even saying this as an
Yeah, but
exaggeration.
usually they're. I mean, after you, I'm sure that they like after a while know, like they know what they're looking for. They can spot it. Like it's a little. I mean, their job depends on that.
No, this argument's not going to be the weekly poll because it doesn't. I don't think that would be it. I don't know how we would ask that. But we're doing bucket list non-American coasters for next week, for next show, because we're not doing a show next week, actually. I really hope we get an engineer or somebody respond. I really, really hope we do.
Yes, we actually did, Timmy. And James already threw you under the bus too, just to let you know.
I threw you under the. How did I throw him under the bus?
Yeah, you said about him. He's rode Verbolten without his restraint down.
Rephrase that sentence, please, because I did not say that.
It was something like that.
his restraint was not down. That sounds like he was just riding it like with no restraint down.
I mean,
you had it down at one click. Yeah, and he's probably the skinniest guy I know, and he did not die, and he did not fall out. Timmy, please back me up here. You rode Verbolten with like a one-click restraint before, which again, I'm pretty sure is okay because I'm pretty sure that the ride offs wouldn't just see that and be like, sure, that's great if it wasn't the guidelines. If he's gonna say no, even though I've seen him do it.
I wouldn't blame him. Busch Gardner's police are already getting ready to round you and Timmy up right now. Be knocking on your door.
Yeah, exactly. There are no clicks because it's a hydraulic launch. I mean, hydraulic restraint system. But sure, but you've had a lot of room, like an excessive amount of room. Like
There's
room that you don't
there's
need.
a difference between a lot of room.
But there's no such
and
thing
the
as one click
equivalent
on
of
this
one
ride.
click.
Have you had it down to like where it just turned green and then you let it go and you got that much room? I know you have, so just say yes. Like you just right when it turned green, you stopped it, and then that was all.
Here's what I'm saying. Like you like
All right, no clue. You have.
the video that we were talking about was so far beyond any of that. Like I'm telling you something.
Well, sure. I wasn't even saying that, but I
That
agree
was
with
my
it.
whole thing. Like, did something did something that defeated
I
that.
don't.
The
I-
ride op. There's no way the ride ops dispatched that guy the way that restraint was. There's no way. He figured something out. I mean,
maybe.
it's
I mean,
just
how?
gotta be-
What? That is a huge design flaw if a teenage kid is allowed to just bypass a ride system and unlock a restraint like that, though.
Yeah, but nobody knows how he did it unless
Yeah.
somebody DMs him.
But I don't see Zaire just. I mean, that's a huge issue. Like the park could easily just be like, how
here's
is
the
that?
thing. Maybe he figured out some kind of maintenance thing, or who knows? I don't know. I mean, if it was easy to
I know
speculate,
you don't know, but I'm
some
saying that if.
enthusiasts would be trying it more.
But that's my point. Is he probably is a dumb enthusiast teenager, and he somehow bypassed this ride system. That should not be that easy. So that is in essence a design flaw. Whether or not we shouldn't have stopped recording. Whether or not
I know.
whether or not it actually is something that's accessible to all, there shouldn't be a 16-year-old kid being able to do it that easily, regardless. Like, so that is.
I know.
So that's a fault. That's a manufacturer flaw. Then that's a flaw in their design, without a doubt, 100%. I don't care if he has some insider information or anything. It shouldn't be that easy. It shouldn't be accessible at all to just be able to do that.
But here's the thing. That's the equivalent of taking your seatbelt off while you're in the middle of a ride. You know not to do it.
To me,
Don't get me started on Timmy. But do you see
but
what I'm saying?
Magnum has that little like thing where you can like that's like an old ride restraint where you like can have that little thing where you like poke it and it like unlocks the restraints. But this is a new gen ride that doesn't have that. It's all automated and it has like
What
a
I'm
system
saying
that can
is,
unlock restraints. I'm just
either
responding to
way,
Timmy's
like
thing.
when you do it, you know that you're defeating the purpose of the restraint. There's no way you can say, "Oh, I accidentally unlocked my restraint." No.
Well, I think
You knew
seatbelts are a
damn
different
well
story.
what
As you
you're doing.
stated with Cedar Fair, seatbelts can be different because they're not necessary. Cedar Fair just implements them because they want to make it appear safer, and it's not. I mean, because we have B&M Hypers that don't have seatbelts, we have RMCs that don't have seatbelts, we have PTCs that don't have seatbelts.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, if there's something that allows this 16-year-old kid to defeat it, that's not necessarily that. I mean, that's no more a design flaw than, oh, I can unhook my seatbelt in the middle of the ride. The point is, if you're doing it, you know that you shouldn't be doing it.
So you're talking about a moral and ethical, standpoint. Sure.
No, I'm saying you're defeating the purpose of the ride system, and that is.
I think unbuckling your seatbelt is a completely different thing than somehow discovering that this ride restraint can somehow magically. Because again, a seatbelt is not ever. Most of the time, seatbelts. Pretty much all of the time, seatbelts are not necessary.
I'm not saying they're not different. What I'm saying is the intent is the same.
I disagree with that.
You know you're defeating the restraint system, and if anything came down to it, you would be prosecuted.
The seatbelt is never a necessary element most of the time on a ride, though. So I'm saying that
you're right, but because it's there legally, you are bound by following the manufacturer recommendations, which means you leave your seatbelt on. That's I'm talking from a legal standpoint. If something happened, you could be held liable for taking your seatbelt off.
Sure. I think we're arguing two different things.
What I'm saying is, if you have to do something specific to release your restraint, you're doing something specific, and you know that you are defeating the purpose of that restraint. There's no gray line like, oh, I didn't know. No, you comply with the way the restraints work, period. If you are doing something out of the ordinary, you know you're breaking the system. And again, that liability falls on you. Now,
I do think
if the ride-up dispatches you without the restraint fully down, I don't know. Does that fall on the ride-up? Does that fall on the person? Probably both, I would think, but I don't know. I can't say for sure.
It can't be the person, because 9 times out of 10, the person doesn't know what is. Like, sure, the enthusiasts know, oh yeah, this might not be the best.
Yeah,
but every general public person, it would be like, I don't know what the safety marker is for this restraint. I don't know where it's supposed to be. That's up to the ride-up. So I think it would probably fall on them. But again,
I don't know. I'm not pretending to know that.
I just think that I'm pretty confident that I've heard restraint systems work like that. That when they design them, they go, all right, what is the absolute maximum that we can have this restraint without having
some coasters that may well be the case. What I was talking about was what was being shown in that video of that kid. There is no way that was safe in any way, shape, or form. And I don't even know that was one click.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was the frick up.
Well, if it wasn't one click, then it wouldn't lock, like you said. So, I mean, that's...
But that's the thing. We didn't see him in the station. The video started after.
Yeah, but the restraint was still locked. It wasn't like falling up. Because if it was falling up, he would have just fallen out of the ride. It wasn't like it was like just loose.
He jumped out of his seat.
He was still restrained, though. I mean,
no.
Yes, he
was not.
Yes,
He
he was.
absolutely was.
I have the video. I'm pretty sure. So he was restrained. I'm gonna find it. Let's see. I think I know where it's at. Where is it? I'm not gonna be able to find it now. This is great. Just give me some time here. Shit. Nope, it got deleted. That message got deleted in that part. It's alright. He was being restrained still. I saw it, and he was still. I mean, his knees were like coming up almost over the restraint. That's where I was saying like he would have to like break his kneecaps to fall out of the ride. But
No, he wasn't even restrained because his feet came off the floor as well. He was completely like he almost
That's what I
did
was
like
saying
a
though.
jump.
I've ridden Verbolten where my feet have come off the floor like that high. But I mean, I wasn't to that level. But still, like I've been in a similar because I literally rode it once with Timmy, and I was like, holy crap! I just flew out of my seat. I was like, wow, that was crazy. I haven't ridden it like that since, but it was like last year or the year before when that happened.
You know
Those
what's weird about my dreams is I never actually dream about me flying out of the coaster, but I've had many dreams where I'm like hanging onto the car. Like,
oh, me too. Yeah, I've had
but
those
I've
dreams.
never actually. I don't think I ever have dreamed me actually being seated and then like flying out. Like it.
I have
It
very
always
rarely do
started.
I have coaster dreams either. It's like very very rare that I have any coaster dream. Like people talk about, oh, I have coaster dreams all the time. I don't ever have them really. But when I do have them, I have had one where I was hanging out of a car. I remember.
I have weird coaster dreams. Like they're not really coaster dreams. They're just dreams about weird, like things that are similar to coasters.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Like I had a dream once where I was like,
I wish
I
we'd
had to
continue the
take
show because
No.
we came to a good conclusion with the like. It seemed like we were just like mad at each other, and now we're like kind of like somewhat more agreement.
I know you always get frustrated and want to move on, and it's like, no, we need to see
Well,
it
no,
out because
I didn't know if you had anything more to say. I thought we were just kind of sitting there.
we would have got all you had to do is say one word, and I would have started yelling at you again. I'm sure.
Bob's really intelligent. No, you hear? I'm just kidding. Wait, yes, actually, never mind. I guess I could start the second half and be like, we actually talked about it off air a little bit, and we were a little bit more to an agreement with that whole restraint
We could do
argument
that.
debate. That,
Or you
but,
could
all
take
right.
some audio from the live stream.
Yeah, but then it would be kind of, it would like switch in the middle. It would be like less high quality audio. It would be like really nice quality, and then it'd be like, hey, what's up, guys? And it'd be like that all of a sudden. It'd be kind of weird.
Hey, our quality's still better than the Drunk Riders.
Is Marcus still in here?
Is Marcus still on, or is he
Shots
leaving?
fired. He left, definitely. He only stays for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm actually gonna go grab something to eat before we start the second half because I gotta eat, and then we can
All right.
start the second half. So keep them company.
All right. So one coaster dream I had was like I was taking the metro, or I don't know if it was not specifically metro, but like subway of some sort. And like the entire thing was like from station to station was like a roller coaster. It was like something I built in Roller Coaster Tycoon later. You use a roller coaster as a transit ride. It's always fun. I haven't played Roller Coaster Tycoon in a while. That's a crazy dream to watch somebody fall off a coaster. I've never played Planet Coaster. They don't have a Linux version, which sucks. Is Planet Coaster is it kind of like No Limits where it's just like a roller coaster simulator, or is it like an actual game? Oh, you know what? I actually did have that dream once, like where I like left one ride and went like flew into the other. But it wasn't like I don't know. The dream was weird because it kind of like I don't know. I didn't realize it. Oh wait, Planet Coaster was actually wasn't that actually the original creator of Roller Coaster Tycoon actually created Planet Coaster after Atari made a mockery of Roller Coaster Tycoon? I played around with Parkitect. I actually really liked Parkitect. And they have a Linux version as well as Windows and Mac, and Steam. But my problem is I can't sit at a computer and play games anymore. I don't know why. Like I end up getting it's kind of weird. Like we play Jackbox games and I'm okay, or I could sit here and do this and I'm okay. But I think the problem is like if you notice, like I'm always moving and like I don't know. I think the problem is when I'm playing a game, I just kind of like get sucked into it and like I'm like positioned and I don't move enough and like all of a sudden my body starts hurting and then I get a headache. The other one I play around with I do actually play around with a lot is Ultimate Coaster. Here's the one I'm working on right now.
I have my engineering book, roller coaster engineering book, and I'm going to see if they discuss restraint protocol. While I eat. You know, I don't understand why there's not a glossary in this book. This would be a great book to have a glossary in.
Because that would make too much sense.
So I have to look at the chapters, I guess, and see if they can tell me where everything's at. There is a restraint design section. There's nothing about the clicks, of course.
Yeah, so the thing with a mid course is sometimes it's like
What? Wait, what was that? Was that your
That's just the coaster I was working on.
And what?
I have this problem. It's Ultimate Coaster.
That's what I thought.
It like if you like set the brake at 8.9, that's what I tried, 8.9 miles per hour. It'll hold, but then like whenever the brake releases, as it's leaving, it still holds the coaster back until the back of the train is off of it. So like as you're going down the hill, it actually still holds it back at 8.9 miles an hour. So like the only thing I could do is I do a 0-second hold, which causes it to stop dead, but then it completely releases the brake. I don't know. It's just kind of a weird thing. Let me find another good coaster that I built. They actually have single rail coaster on here now.
Do they?
Yep. I take it they didn't say anything about it.
They did not. They just talked about the different types of restraints.
I don't know, do they? Yeah, I can hear you. How long is it gonna take you to eat?
About
I
4
need to
hours.
get to bed. Awesome. Oh yeah, I made a coaster where I made an attempt at not the I can't think
Accelerators?
of what the Top Gun stall,
What the
except
heck?
it's the other way.
That would kill someone.
No, it wouldn't.
That stall was insanely long and slow. You can get some people blacking out for sure.
You don't black out from hanging upside down. Well, not that short a period. Blacking out is
That's
when
what
you
I'm
don't
saying.
have blood to your head.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that roll might be long enough to do something. Like that inline twist at the end.
I love heartline rolls and twists. That's the best kind of inversion. Hopefully the sync is right on this.
Not a big fan of that mid course.
Well, the reason why it does it is because it's synchronizing to.
This is a really
Where's
big
that?
coaster. A lot of big sweeping turns. Damn.
There it was.
What the hell was that last roll?
Did you see the other train going under it?
No, I didn't.
See, you missed the best part.
I saw you almost try to kill some people, though. That's it.
I built Falcon's Flight. That's exactly it.
That's what I was thinking it started to look like, though.
Oh, I've built some coasters that are like way off the reality.
I'm sure that's kind of the fun thing about those games.
This one, I actually really like this. And I'd love it if somebody built a coaster like this someday. Maybe with a little bit of a faster pre-lift.
I'm pretty sure you can change the speed. And fast forward this 4 hour long.
You actually, oh yeah.
This is the longest lift hill of all time.
Oh wait, no, it's not.
Oh, it's not? It's going to turn to a launch halfway through? Yeah. What was the point of having a 30-second half lift?
Well, I wanted to make sure the train was completely on the upright position.
Why? This is what we've
Because
come
you
to.
break somebody's neck if you went up 90 degrees at like 100 miles an hour.
I was about to say. That's not true. Then you added the 100 miles an hour.
Isn't that what the lift was? I don't. The
Yeah,
lift went over 100.
No, I was saying I was going to say that's not true, but then you added that 100 mile an hour piece.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much all this one did.
Just meandering around.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe not.
Please tell me you hit the final brakes and then you just do a slow roll into the station.
I launched 100 miles an hour into the station.
That would be pretty epic. That'd be one hell of a return trip.
Oh no, I lied.
There's more?
Wait. Oh no, wait. No, never mind. I'm an idiot. No, I didn't lie. Are you done eating yet?
Yeah.
Before I bore everybody. Did you say yeah?
I'm done eating, yes.
Oh, well then. Let's carry
I'll be right
on.
back. I'll get my food right here, though. I don't want that
What?
right in my front of my face when I'm recording. Wait, hold up.
Hey, guess what? I have to leave before you, and I'm not packed.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Pam's leaving tomorrow. That's weird.
Oh, then I guess you are. I don't have to pack for a week though.
But I mean, that's weird to me because I'm not leaving for another day and a half, kind of. So
I have to go up to Pennsylvania. I have to leave like really early.
how early do you have to get up? I mean, isn't it only like 3 hours from your house?
Yeah, but I have to do a bunch of stuff. Like, so I have to leave. I have to pull out of my apartment no later than like probably like 11. But I have to like. I don't know if I might even have to do laundry tomorrow, which involves the laundromat. I don't know. But I don't feel like dealing with it tonight.
All right. Do you want to start the show so we can? You said you had to get to bed.
Yep, let's do it.
All right.
Oh.
Are you ready?
Three, two.
And welcome back from that break. We're now going to be talking about some April Fool's jokes from the amusement parks, and not only from amusement parks, but just related to amusement park. Let me restart that. Not just amusement parks, but the amusement parks and the amusement parks of the other amusement parks.
We're just gonna restart, right?
Yeah, restart the whole show. Here we go.
Restart the whole show. Argument and all.
This time I'll take the opposing side, and you take my side.
3, 2.
And we are back from the break. Welcome back, everyone. Talking about some amusement parks and their April Fool's jokes now. Funny enough, we did right before we started the segment. Actually had the off-air topic again of restraints and where they fall and how they're designed and all that, and we've actually reached a little bit more of an agreement. So
It's still wrong, but we're closer.
Yeah, Bob's still wrong, but we're.
That's that's one advantage to watching the live stream is there are often times where it's like, okay, we need to end the segment, and then whenever we take the break, it's like, this isn't what I was trying to say, and then we go back at it,
Yeah.
and you don't get to hear that on the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're both kind of coming at it similarly, but I disagree. Like I still say that there's, just because it says it's green doesn't mean that you're secure.
I don't know. That just seems contradictory to what everything I've heard, and I mean what it implies too. Like I feel like whenever they say that row is clear on like a polished chariot, it's just because every restraint is past that point where it's come down with that one click.
However, Apollo's chariot, I think might, I can't picture in my head right now, but Apollo's chariot might be a different story because the B&M clamshells actually, they don't they don't really pull down; they pull back. Like they
Yeah,
slide
we're
back.
having this whole discussion again, and we're supposed to be getting
Yep.
on to amusement
Oh,
park April Fool's jokes. I'm
this
pretty
isn't an
sure
April Fool's joke.
it might, and that really might be, Bob. The final verdict for this might be that ride trains are just all built differently, and some are built where they fit all, and then some aren't. That might just be.
Oh
the final
yeah, but I
conclusion, so.
think the thing that the takeaway is I don't think you should get. It's not good to get it in your head that green light means that you're good, because that isn't necessarily always true, and
Sure.
yes, it differs, but the ride ops are there for a reason, and they're supposed to be monitoring that. And I mean, really, it just boils down to, if you're trying to defeat the restraints, you're trying to defeat the restraints, and you're wrong. It's not like you can accidentally do this. If you're wrong. So stop doing it. I think that's what it boils down to. It's common sense. And, so I've just seen way too many enthusiasts just throw common sense out the window in the
Sure,
pursuit
and I
of
don't want to
little
I'm not discrediting that, and I'm not saying you're wrong in that. Coming at it from that aspect, I think we can both agree there. But I'm just saying, in the basic design standpoint, I think that on certain rides, a one click is a sufficient restraint amount, and I think they've actually, like, it will secure any putty. But I think there are some others that don't fulfill that. So again, that's kind of the conclusion we've come to. Sure, on a more of like a moral level, you're trying to bypass safety protocol.
It's not even a moral level. If you're doing something like that and something happens, you can be held liable. So
yeah, legally, sure. But I'm not even coming at it from that aspect. I'm coming at it from just the basic principle of, like, design.
Yeah,
but sure.
I agree. Different trains are designed with different principles. I think that's, but
I've just heard
I said,
before, that's how some manufacturer have designed trains. Like, I'm not just pulling that out of my butthole. I promise. All right. Well, let's lighten the mood. Let's get into some funny April Fool's jokes that amusement parks and other, like, media personnel have tweeted out, because we do have.
Cedar Fair is removing all restraints everywhere. No, actually, that's not a real one.
Seatbelts are gone. They're gone, and then we're gonna also just take those big metal pole. That's gone too. We don't need that. Just freebie. The first news or April Fool's joke. I'm used to saying the news story. The first April Fool's joke we have today, tweeted out, was from Holiday World, and they introduced a thing they called Screaming Service, where they basically are live streaming at all time screams. It's called Holiday World Plus, which they're poking at fun at, like Paramount Plus and all these different pluses with the streaming services. I don't know do you want to, like, rate these and talk about if we actually enjoyed them, or do you just want to discuss them? Because I don't know if I felt it with this one.
This was I think this was clever, but
it wasn't executed.
Of the day, it didn't make me laugh.
Yeah, I just I think the personnel they got involved in it, some of them weren't the best actors, and they just didn't deliver it in the right way.
I mean, it's great production value.
Oh yeah, it was excellent. If you go watch the video, it's amazing.
Holiday World's usually pretty good at this stuff, but I think that, I don't know, this is one of those things where you hear Holiday World Plus streaming service. Like, that name in itself I find hilarious, but the video just
didn't do it justice.
Like, it was a short joke that was funny that they maybe drew out too long.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just.
I do want to say that I watched the video, and there was one part out of, like, the 5-minute video that made me laugh, and that was when they had, I think it was, I mean, it had to be just, I guess it was guests. Maybe it was park employees dressed as guests, but they were just they were like, and here it is. You can have, like, you can rate your own screams as well. There's a feature on the software on our app that will allow you to rate your own scream. And it was just like these people screaming into their phones. That was pretty funny. I have to admit. That was
here's the one thing that I give them props for is they actually did and I don't think anybody else did this, and I don't think I've seen this much at all. They actually used this as a marketing as they used this as marketing as well, because the Holiday World Plus streaming service is actually the season pass.
Yep.
And that I think that was kind of clever too.
And they said that. They said that in the video. I don't know if you watched. They said go to holidayworld.com/ Holiday World Plus, or you can just buy a season pass and go to this website and buy a season pass. So they said that.
Even when they get to the end, they show the price. Like it's all like the whole thing. They allude to the entire thing. The whole concept is actually the season pass.
But they actually give that plugin at the end too, which is pretty funny. Like they're just like straightforward. Yep, go buy the pass if you want it. If you want to truly get the streaming service, you can do that. It was pretty good. It wasn't the best, but again, it was a good idea. I don't know if it was executed in the best fashion. Like again, production value, great. I just think that there was some limitations on like the acting, but which we get to another one, and this is where I think that's the completely opposite. Efteling has fantastic. This
is my second favorite of the day.
This is my favorite of the day, hands down.
And it's close to my favorite, but
this is the Efteling park announcing that they have a new protocol. They said they are in cooperation with a nearby university, and it's called the Vomit Protocol. So basically, it's to stop people. They want to stop people from vomiting on their attractions at their park.
Oh my god, the whole vomit room thing is the best. They are providing guests with the vomit room where guests can actually go to empty their stomach content, and they even go as far as to promote privacy, ensuring that all that is deleted every night.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was awesome.
Just the way you have to watch this video, the way they go throughout everything. I mean, this is done just like it's a real product. They thought of all of these different angles, and it's spectacular.
The acting is immaculate. It's amazing. They're so serious about it. It seems like, oh my gosh, this is happening. Like if this had been tweeted out any other day, I would have been like, wow, they're actually like, it's not even too far-fetched of an idea. Like, sure, the vomit room, it gets sillier as it goes on, but at first you're like, oh, they want to stop people from throwing up on rides.
At first, it's like, you're really like, whoa, this is a lot of research. Like they did a lot.
Exactly.
Like,
a lot of,
and then eventually,
yeah, exactly. You're like, oh wait, it's April Fool's. But yeah, it really doesn't seem like too far of a concept when they are providing with evidence and say they're cooperation with the university and all this. It's excellent. It's really well done. It was really funny.
Now, this is why this next one is my number one, because this is absolutely believable, clear until almost the very end of the video when you go, oh, wait, that's a joke, right? I mean, they actually used physics. They demonstrated physics in this video. They explained in detail how they were going to make their coaster go faster by simply using beeswax on the coaster rails. And this is Leesburg. Is that how you, Leesburg?
Yeah, it's Leesburg.
How do you pronounce?
I believe it's Leesburg. Yeah.
Leesburg. See, yes, I have a problem calling it Leesburg because I drive through Leesburg like on my way to work. Obviously, a very different one. But
no,
this,
I think it's the same
oh
park.
my god, no, I don't. This this video just I love this video. I think the Efteling one was longer. There was maybe a little more thought put into it, but this video here just encompasses like it is completely believable from beginning to end. It's only when they start talking about actually manufacturing the beeswax in-house and that they were actually going to move the bees nest into the park. That's when you start going, wait a minute.
I call bull.
But up until that,
yeah.
I mean, like everything they start talking about ball bearings. They talk about it was just the perfect setup. This is by far mine. Like this is the best April Fools of the year, hands down for me.
It was
You
definitely a
need
good
to watch
one.
it.
It was definitely a good one, and I mean, I even love like they had that close up shot of the bees and stuff. Like it was, again, it was so believable that this is what they were doing until they were like, we're moving. To me, that just doesn't seem that outlandish for a park that already has a coaster named Cornball Express. You know, like I'm just not like I feel like I could totally go along with them doing that.
You're not understanding the McCoaster face thing.
Am I not understanding the reference?
So there was there was a joke. Well, I mean, recently there was a joke that the Washington football team was going to be called Teamy McTeamface, but there is actually there's actually a history to this, and I can't remember. Let's see if I can find it real quick.
I don't know if it's necessary, but I believe you that there's more to it than that. Regardless, I don't know if I still find that. I mean, it's funny. It was funny, but I mean, it didn't get a chuckle out of me. Like similarly, the Holiday World video didn't get a chuckle out of you.
Yeah, I can't remember where it's from, but I mean, this is kind of an ongoing thing where you just, it's whatever.
Right. I'm out of the loop with the joke then, I guess, but yeah. The next one we both found equally, I think, funny. And we both kind of wish it had been on the actual official park Twitter. But it's seemingly a employee of California Great America, believe in the communications department, possibly, tweeted out a tweet that said that they were in talk in the look to add a VR B&M Hyper experience to Grizzly at California's Great America, which is hilarious because we all know that's been an ongoing demand almost from enthusiasts to add a hypercoaster to this park. And not only are they not going to, and people that hate Grizzly, I know everyone I've heard, as anytime I hear Grizzly mentioned about California's Great America, people are hating on it. So it's amazing that that the ride that everyone strongly dislikes a lot and is negatively talked about quite often is going to get this experience. So I thought this was funny.
In other news, due to an incident with some escaped raptors, the Velocicoaster opening has been moved to summer of 2022.
I saw that and didn't find it funny, so I didn't put it. I knew that was coming too, to be honest. I knew that those parks would make that kind of joke, and I'm like, you guys are already pulling this kind of crap. This entire year's been an April Fool's joke with you guys, so.
Can I also point out the worst of April Fools, I think?
Sure. Is it?
What the heck is Kings Island trying to do?
Oh, yeah. That was awful.
They want us to laugh because they failed.
I thought you were going to maybe mention mine, but yeah, Orion's was really bad.
No, I actually think Kings Island went beyond yours. What?
Mine was pretty good, but I
mean, I think everybody knows that everyone knows where me and Firebird stand.
I literally woke up this morning and was like, oh, it's April Fool's. I probably should either tweet or do something. I need to do something with April Fool's. I need to interact. And that was the first thing that came to my head. And I'm like, that's stupid enough, right? All right, let's just go with it. The Photoshop really was the kiss.
It's okay. It doesn't matter because Kings Island is officially stupider than yours.
Mine was good.
So they confirmed again. There were meteors sighted overnight. Like,
did you see the
trying
video?
To market something that you already?
Did you see the video?
Oh yeah, that's right. They have video evidence.
That was so bad.
Terrible. Even timestamps were even wrong. Like they they released the video before the timestamps were accurate.
It was like an overlay too. Like it was so bad. Like it was literally going into like it was so bad. Like no effort was put forth at all.
The whole concept, the whole execution of it was just terrible. I mean, they had this spectacular marketing leading up to Orion, which I give them. That was spectacular. and then they're gonna go with an April Fool's joke and just say,
The same thing they've been
yeah,
saying.
we like. I mean, come on, like what? This. You know what would be dumber is if they like closed a roller coaster and cut it up into tiny pieces and sold it for $200. Wait, same park did just that, and then they randomly found extra pieces. Oh, this is a limited edition. We found extra pieces. How about that? It's not limited anymore.
We just took apart this ride and forgot about the extra pieces that we like. Yeah.
It's like Kings Island. Kings Island never was like the best social media, but oh my god, they
used to have dignity,
terrible.
Right? They used to have some dignity.
Yeah, it's just it's getting terrible. They need to do something. I mean, actually, you know what would be better? Just stop tweeting.
Just dissolve the department. Just stop.
Just stop. You know what? You know what we used to say about Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, like Kings Island. That's the level. Like you should get up to that level of not tweeting. Like you'd move up a few runs by not tweeting.
Oh man! All right. I think we given them their take.
Thank Park is not that bad. It's a really good park.
The social media team is just not. It's not it, Chief.
I do like Knott's Berry Farm releasing the POV of their thrilling ride of the carousel.
that was good. Yeah.
And oh yes, and Valley Fair also has a park update that in celebration of their 45th season, Valley Fair will only operate rides that are still in the park from 1976. I think that was kind of funny.
I agree. All right. Well, we're going to move on to the previous years of April Fool's tweets that I could, and not just tweets, but just April Fool's jokes that were played on various social media platforms and news platforms, because I found some good ones, and I couldn't remember the first one. The first one I couldn't find a link to, but I do recall Thorpe Park actually having a video a while back about how extremely height challenged people were protesting height restrictions and were trying to sneak on to stealth by stacking each other on, like stacking and getting on top of each other's shoulders and looking like they're the actual height. Kind of like, when you missed the Muppet Man, kind of like that, where they all get on top of each other. And yeah, it was like that. That was pretty great. I couldn't remember a link to that though, but that was easily one of the best ones in a while that we've seen. This next one was even better, really. To me, at least. I don't know, Bob, if you'll like this one. But this is Pigeon Forge Guide, a news platform in the area. Pigeon Forge, obviously, pranked its readers when they released a fake press release to from Dollywood saying that the rapper Kanye West had purchased Dollywood. And they were going to call it Yeezywood. And there was all of this great stuff going on. It was fantastic. I mean, there was back and forth. I mean, they made it look really, really real. And it was so good. I mean, and it was kind of believable. Like they had a fake tweet from Kanye. It was really good. I mean, he was like, "Who's excited for hashtag Yeezywood?" It was awesome. I really liked it.
Oh, I think that would be funnier back then. Kanye is a very different tone now.
Well, this was 2019, I think. So.
Oh, it was just last year. Oh, well then.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Or yeah, that's last year, effectively.
2020 didn't happen. But yeah, it was pretty hilarious. There was all of the, like, I think they had a statement. He said Yeezywood is going to be the most incredible theme park on the planet. Period. It's going to be like Willy Wonka and Space Jam had a baby that was injected with raw plutonium. It's going to be a religious experience. People will never sleep again after they leave. We're going to burn Disney World to the ground. That sounds just like something you would say. That's how great this was. I mean, oh my gosh, it was good. It was good. After that, there we have a one from Europa Park that was also really good. It was in German, so I can't. I'm on the tweet right now, but I did translate it, but I can't remember. But in essence, they tweeted out that they are going to be removing their England area of the park after the vote came in on Brexit, and they decided that England wasn't going to be a part of the European Union anymore. They were like, yeah, we're done. We're not having the England area of the park anymore. And it was pretty funny. And then later on they would go, no, we're just kidding. But it was pretty great. At the time, everyone was like, wait, what? Really? It was believable. Like they were like, yeah, we're just not, we feel they're not part of the European continent anymore. They don't want to be a part of us. So we're getting rid of their area. Like they would really seemed genuine, that's the great thing about these, is a lot of them seem very genuine until you realize they're not. All right. Efteling, going back to Efteling, right? Because they
seem to
have
be
some of the
king.
greatest April Fool's jokes of all time. Yeah, they have the vomit protocol one, and then now, back in 2018, they had one that was basically where they were trying to establish that they could now have babies on roller coasters. They literally, you were talking earlier about the beeswax thing with physics and all that. I need you to go back and watch this after this, because it is amazing. They have test dummies. They have, scientists making sure everything's all right. Like physicists, like they did research on this. Was real. Like this is amazing that they were able to do this. They went to a Maxico, who is a special chair for children. They designed the chairs for children, like car seats and stuff, those kind of chairs. They had them come in and design a ride vehicle. It was really, really amazing. It was so good. And they had parents. They interviewed parents on in their property and were like, can you just do this real quick? Obviously it's a joke. And they were like, we feel really safe and we feel really great that our kids can do this. It was amazing. It was just, it was really, really fantastic. I died laughing. It's only one of these videos thus far. Even the vomit one. The vomit one made me laugh at some points, but it was more mesmerizing. Like, wow, this one really made me laugh.
Yeah, that does sound pretty funny, and actually something that a few years ago I probably would have used if it was actually take my nephew on rides that.
And then something that I would say, I know we keep saying this, but something that honestly sounded the most real to me when it happened back in 2018 was the Disney introducing a kale churro. This actually happened. This was April Fool's joke from Disney. And Disney's done some others, but this was easily their best. I don't think any of the others were really worth mentioning. They did a kale churro, and they marketed it so well. And their tagline was, for when you want a salad and a dessert at the same time. It seemed, everyone's on this health kick now. Everyone wants to eat health. That's like a societal norm now. And they did this, and it seemed viable, right? Like, why not? Why not have a healthy churro, right? But it sounded awful. It was green, and it looked and sounded revolting. But why not? It made sense. And eventually they would announce that it was fake and everything. They said their churros are going to stay 100% non-kale, I believe. Yeah, that was definitely their best, in my opinion, in the April Fool's segment, at least, for them. And that about does it for the April Fool's jokes that we have here rounded up. There was some pretty good ones. There were some okay ones, and then there was Kings Island. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's about it for those. Let us know if we missed any. I totally would. Maybe we'll do this in the future. Maybe every April Fool's we'll find a couple that we like and share them or something. But for sure, those are some really good ones. And now it's time for the weekly poll. The weekly poll being bucket list coasters in the U.S. We did parks on the YouTube channel, or I did parks on the YouTube channel a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But we're doing coasters this week, and we asked you guys to respond.
You've been watching Star Trek recently, have you?
No, I haven't. I've been watching Star Wars.
Oh, Star Wars. That's what I meant.
You know the Star Wars universe, right? So we got some responses from the audience. I'll read those off real quick, and then I'll give mine, and Bob will give his, and then we'll conclude the episode. All right, so Apollo's Chariot. Man, that thing looks so fun, and I'm in love with the terrain interaction, is something someone said. Totally recommend a ride on Apollo's Chariot, as it's one of my favorites. I would say Pantheon's up there now with if it would open, but that's going to be the top contender for Busch Gardens Williamsburg here with Apollo's Chariot. I know most people are going to go, oh, obviously Pantheon, but there's probably going to be still a select few that have Apollos as their number one. That's like the common number one right now at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. And we'll see with Pantheon, it'll probably definitely be Pantheon, but we'll see though, right? I'm not going to make that claim just yet, even though I'm like 99.9% sure. X2, Ghost Rider, Twisted Colossus, Gold Striker, basically, as you can tell, anything California. So he needs to get out to Cali. Currently operating, I want to ride Lightning Rod, El Toro, and Cannonball at Lagoon. Yeah, those all look like great rides.
I'm literally just looking at Cannonball pictures right now. Literally, that's what I'm looking at.
Cannonball looks like a great ride. I really, it's such a unique ride too. That's what makes it such a bucket list ride for a lot of people. Someone said X2, Iron Rattler, Boulder Dash, and Shell Razor. That's interesting. Shell Razor didn't come to mind. That's the Takabisha clone. But yeah, it has a little bit of a steeper drop, so it is the steepest coaster in the world. So that is definitely one that's up there for a lot of people, I'm sure. The Bat at Kings Island. Wow. And Iron Dragon at Cedar Point. What is this? Suspended coasters, I guess. That's his thing. I tell you, you're not missing much with Iron Dragon, but the Bat does pack a punch.
No, disregard what James said. Iron Dragon is a fun ride, but you got to look at it from a different perspective. It's not a thrill ride, but it can be an enjoyable ride. And actually, the last part of it where you're going through those helixes over the lake, that's actually a really fun part.
That whole ride is just a meander. I mean, it's not a bad ride. It's definitely meh. That's how I would describe that. Meh.
Well, the good news is on Iron Dragon, the restraints really are irrelevant. That's one I will.
Maybe the VR experience made it better, right? But I don't know.
Actually,
I didn't ride it with that.
and I think they took it off, but the VR actually was done really, really well on that. It was actually really, really fun.
I didn't know. I know there's been some different takes with VR or attraction. Some are okay, some are bad, some are great. So it's good to hear that was good, but I do think they removed it, which sucks.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just temporary or if it's gone for good, but
again, we got Cannonball, Steel Curtain, and Ravine Flyer 2. So those are all three excellent rides. And I'm sure they're rides that a lot of people want to get on as well. Excluding what I'm riding this summer, Iron Rattler, Boardwalk Bullet, plus everything in the entire state of California. So, all right. The whole state's on your bucket list for sure. That's definitely one for everybody. Now it's time for us to take our turn at it. Bob, you want to share your bucket list coasters?
Yeah. So, Cannonball was mentioned, and I was looking at the the pictures. But also I have to add, because it's Zero, I have to add Wicked as well. It looks like a lot of fun. I actually really like Impulse, so why not put a launch on it? I mean, seriously.
Sure.
How could it get? I mean, it'd be amazing. And Credit Coaster is actually one that I would really enjoy riding. I would probably say the biggest one for me is X2.
Yeah.
That's if I could pick one roller coaster in the entire United States that I could go ride right now, that I haven't rid already, it would be X2, hands down.
I was about to say, actually, those are some bold words. Merlin's Mayhem is right up the corner, right up your alley.
I mean, I'd still probably pick X2 over Merlin's Mayhem.
Maybe.
I love me some Merlin's Mayhem, but
that'd be tough. That'd be a tough choice, right?
No, I really want to try X. I mean, come on. The Zipper is my favorite ride, and Alan literally designed X2 based on the Zipper. It's just, that's me. That I have to ride it. There's just no way.
I need
to. There's no way around this. I have to ride it. Yeah, so that and there's some Morgan Hypers that I would like to get on.
Yeah,
Steel Eel,
Steel
and
Eel is awesome.
Mamba.
Mamba, Worlds of Fun.
Yeah, Mamba. That's it. Steel Eel is probably one of the I really want to ride that.
Steel Eel is very good, very very good. So mine are going to be ones that we've probably already heard of. Actually, there's one in particular I don't know if we actually heard of from any audience member. I really want to get on Outlaw Run at Silver Dollar City.
That's another. That and Time Traveler too.
That and Time
actually.
Traveler, I was going to say, yep, is one that I need to ride. I really need to get on Ravine Flyer 2. That's one that
Yes, you do.
know you love and a lot of people love. So need to get on that. And then, of course, the California parks I'm getting to this year. So to me, I don't know if I mean, bucket list to me is something that's like in the future. You don't actually know. It's kind of, it's up in the air. To me, that's kind of not a bucket list coaster anymore because I'm going to be riding X2. So that is one, but it's not really high on the list because I'm going to be riding it. Like it's happening. And yeah, Cannonball looks really good. I really want to get on Cannonball. That is easily one of the most unique, wacky rides out there, but also looks like just really intense and really fun. Really want to get on that. Steel Curtain I need to get on. Haven't been to Kennywood since 2018. I went to Kennywood so much before 2018. Like I went every year for I took 4 visits to Kennywood because I have family in Pittsburgh. And then after that, I just have not gone back once since. It's amazing. Literally for 3 years in a row, I went 4 times a year.
Anymore, you could just stop on your way through and just stop, grab a drink, hit a bathroom break, and ride Steel Curtain, and you're on your way.
Flip off the higher ups and tell them they got rid of Kangaroo, and then just head out of the park. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. You've heard it all. I'm not gonna pop on.
You're not gonna fall for the bait.
I'm not gonna fall for it. They know they hurt us. We'll move on.
You broke my heart. Oh. All right. Well, yeah, that's about all that I can think of off the top of my head.
I do want to add.
All right.
And I was kind of doing the same thing because I'm really hoping to get to Indiana Beach this year. But if I don't get to Indiana Beach, Lost Coaster, Superstition Mountain.
Yep.
And what's their El Loco? Steel Hog.
Steel Hog.
Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah. Those are also
Cornball Express looks pretty good, even though I poked at the name earlier.
Yeah. I want to ride it, but as far as absolute bucket list, Lost Coaster and Steel Hog. I really want to ride an El Loco. Those things looks like so much fun.
Yep, for sure, indeed. I also do want to say, someone said Boardwalk Bullet earlier, and I definitely want to get on that. That's in Texas, and that's at one of the Galveston Boardwalk parks, and it's supposed to be many people say it's actually the best coaster in Texas. People go to Fiesta Texas and Over Texas, and they do all that, and then they don't go down to Galveston, and people go, "Oh, you missed out on the best coaster in Texas." It literally, to many, is the best coaster in the state, which is a tall task when you think about the great parks they have in the state. So I definitely want to get on that as well. That's something I missed out when I went to Texas because it is a far drive from Fiesta Texas or Over Texas even more. But it's definitely something that I need to, next time I'm down there, hop down to and ride that ride. All right, well, that does it for the weekly poll this week. Next week's weekly poll is a little different, and that is because it is bucket list coasters not in America. So non-U.S. parks. Let us know what your European, your Asian, your Australian, what those bucket list coasters are, and we'll talk about that on next week's show, or actually not next week's show, Bob, because we're actually taking a break next week.
Yes, we are.
I will be in Florida. Bob has a huge workload, and it just makes sense to take a little bit of a break, let you guys catch up on any episodes you've missed.
and let me catch up on work.
Exactly. So this is as much as it's for you guys, it's also for us as well, because I won't be available and Bob needs the time. So thank you guys for understanding. I know it might be some of you might, very few of you, probably a fractional amount of you are going to be upset by this news, but yeah, we won't be here the next week. So if you want to check out us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, you can do so by going to @KosherTalkPod. We'll still be active on there throughout the next couple weeks because I will be in Florida, and Bob will be still around. He'll still be tweeting out and stuff. So follow us there. YouTube is Kosher Talk Podcast, all 3 separate words. If you need to contact us with any comments, questions, or concerns, or if you're an engineer, can describe the ride restraint design process, koshertalkpodcast.com/contact, or email us. That'd be even better. James at koshertalkpodcast.com or Bob at koshertalkpodcast.com. Also,
and we should mention that there was an issue with our email over the last month or so. If you did try to email us and you got a bounce back, we apologize for that. Please send the email again. The issue has been resolved. There shouldn't be any more issues now.
Bob took care of it.
I took care of that.
Also, though, check out our shop, koshertalkpodcast.com/shop. Just got my Take a Chance on Chance shirt. I'm going to be wearing that to Florida. It's actually really good. So if you want to support us, or if you think any of our shirts are good and worthwhile, please feel free. And we try to keep them at a relatively low price because we know that that's we're not an elite brand here. We're not a great main brand, so we're not trying to charge you guys like we're not SeaWorld, right? We don't charge you $50 for a t-shirt. we understand the value of the dollar,
and we don't even charge you for a season pass either.
I know. We might start charging you guys to listen to the show, though, right?
April Fools.
April Fools. There we go. There's the good one. All right. And then also koshertalkpodcast.com/poll. Don't check that link this coming week because it won't be up, but the next week after the show, when we come back, it'll be up for the, again, non-American bucket list coasters. So thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys all in 2 weeks.
Yay.
What a show. I always feel like whenever me and you record together, it's like tiring. When me and Timmy do it, it's like we're done and it's over and I'm good. Because he doesn't argue with me. He knows who's boss. I'm just kidding.
So you're saying Timmy's boring?
No. I'm not saying that.
Actually, I gotta say last week's show was pretty good. I liked it.
So. It was good. Alright, my audio is good. I'm gonna end the stream, guys, because we have to not we. Yeah. We have to study for history test. I'm just kidding. I have to study for history test.
And I
Timmy
have
said,
to
"Yay!"
Go to...
He's boring. Yay!
Yeah, I have to go. I have to head back up to Pennsylvania. Really, well, I have to head out early, so yeah, I need some sleep so I can function in the morning, which I can't ever really do anyway. But
I've never heard you say you're actually functioning, so I'm really waiting for this to happen here.
I don't. I
talk to you, James, I'm just not functioning properly today.
I don't. I never function properly, but in the morning I don't. James, properly. You've seen me in the morning on like park trips and stuff.
I saw you like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Don't function. Yeah, I don't function.
In your Mario Kart bottoms. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it an end and study for history test, and Bob's gonna hit the hay. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys 2 weeks.
Yep. See you in 2 weeks.